It's happy time, people. Welcome back to Daily Wrap. Time for Yay or Nay. First up, former spokesman for Rudy Giuliani, his name is Ken Friedman, is outraged with the way current New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio is handling the city's homeless problem, saying there's a progressive backsliding of civility and quality of life in New York City. Friedman recently took photos of a homeless man taking a bath in Columbus Circle Fountain. You see him there, complete with a bar of soap. Don't know if it was Irish Spring or what is there, Dove? There's a couple of good ones out there. Telling a local news station that a Mayor Giuliani would never tolerate anything like this. According to Friedman, the man was in the fountain for hours while nearby police did nothing. De Blasio is working with New York City Police Commissioner Bill Bratton to train about 10,000 cops to properly handle homeless people in the city, 40% of which are emotionally disturbed. Is Bill de Blasio racing the huge strides by Giuliani and Michael Bloomberg made in improving the quality of life in New York City? Rick Unger.
This is a very difficult day to ask that question because one of our own, a gentleman who works right next to me in our newsroom, was attacked by a homeless man in front of a Starbucks a couple days ago. He's been in the hospital for 2 days. He may have a detached retina. Yeah, I think we got to do something about this.
It's noticeable, Amy. You live here.
Interesting you should bring this up. My producer at The Blaze just today told me that last night in her entryway down in Chelsea, she was attacked by a deranged homeless person who tugged on her ankle as she was trying to leave to walk her dog. She called the police. This person had to be taken away in a straitjacket. He was resisting arrest with the police, thrashing, hitting my producer. This just happened last night.
Wow.
I don't know if it's on the rise, but certainly we're hearing more and more stories.
And no, but you're privy to the conversations we have during the conversations. This isn't rehearsed or anything. I had no idea Amy was going to say that.
And I have an experience about a few months ago. I had somebody throw up on me on the subway, and that was really fun.
Well, that was me. No,
it was a homeless person.
Maybe just subway sickness?
We all have these stories. But, you know, there's two things that are happening here.
A story.
Two things that are happening here. We have, you know, the rents have gone up in New York and people are displaced, and we have a really serious income inequality situation on our hands in New York that, you know, unfortunately, Giuliani just shipped people off, and that was his solution to the problem. The other thing is today, de Blasio announced that he was going to do this big mental health partnership, public-private partnership. So if these are homeless people that are dealing with mental health issues.
Many of them are. That is the issue.
Would you vote for de Blasio in the next election?
I think, yes, I think that he's on the route towards making some serious improvements. I mean, I don't work for the de Blasio administration. I think that we have a lot of issues in New York right now that he's dealing with, and they're caused by different
I live in
mayors.
Jersey. I'm going to move to New York just to vote against him.
Look at you.
Anyway.
Hater.
We've been talking about Hillary Clinton's emails for what seems like forever, but this latest revelation is definitely worth discussing. A State Department spokesman says there's an odd gap in Mrs. Clinton's emails during May and June of 2012. Apparently, the investigating team can't find any emails sent between the former Secretary of State and her staff during that time. If you remember, that was a period of intense violence in Libya leading up to the attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi. So either those emails are missing or Mrs. Clinton and her staff didn't communicate with one another for, I don't know, 2 months, at least not via email, like the mob over the phone. Either way, it's not good for the presidential hopeful. So do you see her bouncing back from this? Now, quickly.
Okay, quickly. I worked in Libya right afterwards. There were some serious major issues that happened in Libya, and if we had had an honest conversation about this and not made it such a partisan issue, we probably could have gotten somewhere.
Okay, that's skirting the issue.
Problem.
Amy? Thank you.
2-month gap, I don't think they were communicating via pigeons. So there are missing emails. Hillary Clinton, once again, being dishonest when it comes to trying to get to the bottom of this.
Not allowed to say I don't care.
I've heard Lois Lerner has the emails, so you might want to check with her.
Well done. Finally, former Major League Baseball star, his name is Jose Canseco, is desperately trying to get back into the spotlight, as he always does, but not through sports or charity or anything decent, really. Instead, Mr. Canseco is planning to spend a week dressed as a woman, even sending a warning to Caitlyn Jenner on Twitter, telling her to move over. Apparently, spending a week as a female is all part of Canseco's new reality show, Who Doesn't Have One. Spend a day with Jose. No word yet on a premiere date, but will you watch Yea or Nay, Rick Unger?
Nay.
Amy?
Nay.
Yay!
Yay, indeed.
Like Jose Canseco.
I don't even know who he is, but this sounds amazing.
He was a slugger for the A's. He's one of the great home run hitters of all time. He was a star.
And he was heavily juiced.
And he's right. That's all for tonight. I'm Joe Koch. On behalf of Rick Unger and the rest of our panel, I thank you for joining us. The Steve Malzberg Show, the king of the castle, the lord of the manor, master of his domain. He is next. So please stay tuned. And a huge Seinfeld fan, yes.